There's science in wildlife butts, and a very good reason why some beasts have backsides built for battle. This butt belongs to the African elephant, the biggest backside in the animal kingdom. It's like a 1-ton truck, with ears, and enough wrinkles that looks like they could hide a chihuahua. The back legs do the pushing, the front legs do the heavy lifting. Together, they move 14,000 pounds of pure pachyderm. Their glutes alone weigh over a ton. That's not a backside. That's a freight system wrapped in skin folds and built for mileage. Elephants can walk 25 miles a day on legs that look like they grew out of baobab trees. And that tail is a 4-foot-long bug swatter, wind sensor, and mood indicator with a flick-based warning system. But the most dangerous glutes in Africa are powered by rage and diarrhea. This is not a backside, this is a weapon. And the little tail is a windshield wiper with a vendetta. Because when a hippo relieves itself, it helicopters. The tail turns that booty into a 3,000-pound sprinkler of chaos. Hippos can weigh nearly 10,000 pounds with close to a full ton stored in the rear end alone. That's a gluteal payload with 2 settings: destroy boats and power wash enemies. And despite all that bulk, hippos can sprint at 25 miles an hour, launched by rear legs that move like a semi with bad brakes. They run along the bottom of rivers, thrusting off with their glutes like underwater pistons. That backside stores fat for dry seasons, balances their bulk, and drives short bursts of pure aggression, especially when defending territory. So no, it's not just fat. It's fuel storage, propulsion, and a tactical rear-end deterrent system. And the bulk behind it? It's what lets a hippo flip a boat or outrun a startled tourist. So if it turns around and starts spinning the tail, you're not in danger. You're already in the blast zone. And the next beast on the list? Think tank? Now think reverse gear. What you're looking at is armor-plated architecture. A backside that looks like a blacksmith forged it, then left it out in the sun to crack after 5 world wars and a barbecue. That rear end is wrapped in 2 inches of natural armor. And whenever it points its butt at you, see it as a warning. A rhino can hit 5,000 pounds, and 1,500 of that is glute-powered demolition. If it backs into you, it's like getting rear-ended by a military tank. They can sprint up to 35 miles an hour, fueled by thighs that could run through a wall. And a rhino doesn't turn to run, it pivots with rear-drive aggression, then charges like it's clearing bad energy from the savannah. Its hind legs are for territorial kicks, fight balance, and low-key chemical messaging, which is a polite way of saying, don't sniff back there. And that face has a jaw like a lawnmower. It's out there, landscaping Africa one threat at a time. And now for 2,000 pounds of stompy grump and the attitude of a hungover cow. Yes, I know, everyone calls them buffalo, but technically it's an American bison. I'm just being pedantic to impress wildlife boffins. This guy doesn't strut. It rumbles like distant thunder with hooves. From the front, it's all beard, bulk, and biblical presence. But the power? That's in the caboose. Those hindquarters could kickstart a 1945 Indian motorcycle and still have enough left to flatten your emotional support wagon. This gluteus isn't just maxed out, it's historic. It pushed snow, broke trails, and trampled egos. Pioneers feared it, cowboys respected it. Other animals just got the hell out of the way. If it spins suddenly, run. Because when a bison charges, it hits like Mike Tyson driving a bus. It can weigh up to 2,000 pounds, and over 800 of that is pure glute-powered velocity. That's heavier than a grand piano, and twice as loud when it lands on you. Its rear end doesn't just move the beast. It stores fat for winters, balances bulk, and powers 35-mile-an-hour sprints across snowdrifts. But today it's just loitering majestically. The next dude on the list is like a deer, but on steroids. They may look goofy, but don't laugh. That towering derriere has survived the harshest Canadian winters. They're like someone glued 2 muscular ottomans to a stick insect and handed it a short temper. This butt is not made for elegance. It's made for snow, swamps, and sudden violence. They can kick in every direction, forward, backward, sideways, diagonally, and emotionally. A moose can drop kick a full-grown wolf into next week, then trot off like it just corrected a minor inconvenience. At up to 1,800 pounds. Over 700 pounds of that is pure haunches and hate. It may look bony, but it has the personality of an ugly and very angry horse. And now for a backside brawler no one in their right mind should mess with. A grizzly bear doesn't need to flash teeth to make a point. Its rear end does most of the talking. This predator can weigh over 900 pounds, and more than 350 pounds of that is thighs, glutes, and destruction. The confident waddle is powered by a glute system that could bench press your car. Grizzlies can sprint at 35 miles per hour. That's nearly racehorse speed, and it's the back half doing the driving. They dig like they're hiding bodies. They climb like gravity's a suggestion. They stand 8 feet tall to intimidate, and it's their rear legs that make that power pose possible. The front claws might be the weapon, but the rear? That's the launch system, the stabilizer. The very thing that lets 900 pounds of rage glide through trees like a snowplow without brakes. This is not a cuddly forest friend. This is a walking do not disturb sign with thunder thighs and really bad intentions. And talking about bad intentions, that word should be tattooed on the next creature's backside. If you want menace wrapped in muscle, let me introduce you to the Cape buffalo. From the front, it's all horned fury and attitude. From the back, it's 2 hams and a grudge. And those glutes, they've got one job: power the aggression. This thing can hit 2,000 pounds, and nearly a full ton of that is rear-driven anger. It's not just strong, it's unpredictable, and that's why it's one of the big 5. If this dude gives you the side-eye, you'd better have life insurance. Because if he swings that backside around, you're not being warned, you're being annihilated. Cape buffalo can sprint 35 miles an hour, driven almost entirely by rear muscle fury. Their haunches don't just charge, they pivot and launch like a heat-seeking tantrum. They've been known to flatten lions, trample jeeps, and spin on a dime like a ballerina who hates your guts. It's a tactical rear advance, because they never back down. Someone always gets flattened, and it's rarely the buffalo, but the next critter will send you flying. Backwards, on purpose. Whether red, gray, or somewhere in between, every kangaroo is packing the same rear-powered chaos module. The back end is a coiled spring of violence wrapped in fur. A full-grown male kangaroo can weigh 200 pounds. Over 120 of that is tail, tendon, and haunches, all locked into a fight system that was clearly not designed for peacekeeping. They don't walk, they launch, like caffeinated pogo sticks on a mission. And the tail? Forget balance. That's the third leg of vengeance. They lean back on it, letting both hind legs detonate forward with enough force to disembowel predators and kick fences into orbit. They've kicked dogs, they've kicked drones, they've kicked the masculinity out of several Australian men. Hard. And on camera. These legs are built almost entirely from tendons. Just one kick, and you're in a different time zone. They can bounce over 25 feet in a single leap, hit speeds of up to 44 miles an hour, and then stop, square up, and go full Mortal Kombat before bounding off like nothing happened. So yeah, it's not just a butt. It's Kick Force 1, and it does not negotiate for more. Watch this next.